in this video I'm going to show you how to decorate, again, some little round cookies. Again, ideal for Mother's Day or for like little Easter bonnets. I've chosen some colours that I think are very nice and sort of spring colours, so they will do nicely for Mother's Day and Easter. Again, something that's quite good to make with the children, this one. So I've just got some little round ginger biscuits here. You can make your own or you can buy shop bought ones. You don't have to have ginger biscuits, whichever you want. And we're just going to make some little hats or Easter bonnets, whichever you prefer to call them, like this. Now you can do them in marzipan or you can do them in icing, whichever you prefer. So I'll start with the purple one. So I'm just going to roll it out so it's reasonably thin, but not too thin that it becomes a bit difficult to handle. Okay, and what I'm going to do is take a circle that's a similar size to my biscuit. So just test against your biscuit with your cutter so you can see. These are just plastic cookie cutters. So I'm going to cut a bit out the middle like that. And I'm going to take some royal icing that I've put in a piping bag. You see how to do this in one of my other videos. The link should come up on screen for it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of royal icing in the middle of my biscuit just so that the fondant will stick. Okay, and I'm going to put it on the biscuit like this. So we can do lots of different designs. They don't have to be the same as this one here. So for example, we could have a polka dot hat, even not hot. What I'm going to do is put a little lump in the middle for the top of the hat. So you're going to take a pinch of your icing, roll it into a ball, and then what I'm going to do is just press it down and round while it's on my mat before I stick it onto my cookie. And it might misshape a little bit, so you'll have to sort of play around with it a little bit. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit royal icing in the middle of my bun. If you don't want to use royal icing, you can just use a bit of water, which will stick it just fine. And then you're going to put that in the centre. If you don't get royal icing all over yourself. And just press it till you think it looks reasonably round and you're quite happy with it. Okay. So for this one, what I think we'll do is we'll try a little polka dot hat. Now, I've got a range of different cutters here in different shapes. So I've got a little round one, and I'm going to roll some white fondant. I'll just move that to one side, otherwise I'll end up rolling over it with my rolling pin. So I'm going to roll it reasonably thin because I only want little thin dots. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get it so that my dot stays in my cutter, which just makes it a little bit easier to put on. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of water on, and then I'm going to push it onto my hat like that. So I'll try that again. Bit of water on and push it onto your hat. Now you do that all over, so you've got a polka dot hat. So we've got all our polka dots on our hat now. What I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, but I'm going to take a stitching tool and I'm just going to run it gently around the edge. Now sometimes mine's a bit stiff and it doesn't roll properly, in which case I'll just press it in and out like that. And I'll do this till I've gone all the way around the edge of my hat. And like I say, you don't have to put a stitch on the edge, you can just leave it without. It looks fine without as well. Okay, like that. So what we're going to do now is we'll add a bit of a ribbon. So we're going to take a bit of white fondant and I'm going to roll it out so it's nice and thin. Just make sure it doesn't stick to your table. And I'm going to cut a thin strip, trying to keep it reasonably even all the way around. And I'll keep that bit to one side because we'll use that again shortly for a bow. And what I'm going to do is just wet a little bit around the bottom of my hat around here so that my ribbon will stick. I'm going to put my ribbon around, or my icing ribbon. Now if you want to do it a little bit thinner than mine, you can do, it's entirely up to you. Bring it round, and where it joins just break it off. Now I just do it with my fingers, but you can do it with a knife, but just be careful you don't push too hard into the rest of your cookie. Okay. So when you've got that on there, what we'll do is we'll do a little bow now to go on the front of the hat. So we're going to take the white fondant that we'd rolled out, and again I'm going to cut a strip. I'm going to cut it a little bit thicker than last time, and it doesn't want to be as long. So I'll put that to one side. Now what I'm going to do is cut a little bit off either end, and I'm going to cut it so it's got a slight slant, so that these can be the tassels on my hat, and I'm just going to pinch them slightly at the ends. Now I'm going to put them on where I've got that join there so that it covers the join. So I'm going to stick that on there, and stick that one on next to it, on there like that, and then we're going to add a bow above it. So for our bow, I'm just going to make this a little bit thinner because it is quite thick. And cut a little bit thinner like that. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the centre, and I'm going to turn up one end and curl it round and push it so it touches in the middle, and do the same with the other side of your bow so it touches the middle like that. Now I don't know how well you'll be able to see that because it comes apart when you do pick it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet it here, and I'm going to stick it this way onto my biscuit like that. Then what I'm going to do is, just using the knife, I'm just going to make an indentation there and there for like the centre of the bow. Okay, you can put a little indentation in either side of the bow if you want. Sorry, you've seen me doing it for all there and there. Okay, just press it on until you're happy with how it is laid out. So you should be able to see that. It's a little polka dot one with a bow on. So you see you can make them in all different styles. So I'll move these out of the way and put this here. So again, what we're going to do is the same principle again. We're going to ice it all, and what we'll do is we'll just put different detailing on the front of the hat. Now for this one, what I think we'll do is we'll pipe a fancy bit round the rim with the royal icing, just to make it a little bit different to the ribbon ones. So I'm just going to pipe it on in little dots all the way around the edge. You should be able to see that, although I might be putting my head in the way for you, sorry. It just covers the join where we've stuck the hat together. But you know, you can put your own designs on these, you don't have to do it exactly the same as how I've done it. You know, I have different flowers, different shapes. You can even lift your hat up if you want, rather than having it sort of flat all the way around your biscuit. Okay, so when I've done that, what I'll do is I think I'll add a nice flower to that, but I think I'll add it in green. In fact, I might do a bit of white and green, so I'll just roll out a little bit of white. And I'm going to use this shape cutter, just pop it out, and I'm just going to stick it on so it goes into the royal icing that I've just piped on. Just use the end, the bottom of the end of your paintbrush to move it around a little bit. If you want more than one flower, you can add more than one flower. Let's try it with a little green one as well. Sometimes they can be a bit difficult to stick. So there you go, so you've got a couple of flowers on that one. It's a bit plainer than the others, but again, it's a little bit different. If you want to put stitching around the edge, you can do. Again, just using the stitching tool. So you've got your little green hat to go with your others. Just make a yellow one next. Again, same principle as before. If you want to, you can try and lift your hat up so that it's not just flat. You don't have to do this though, you can leave it completely flat, that's fine. Just to make it a little bit different to the others. if you want, you can run some stitching across the top. So you've got a bit of stitching detail on the top of your hat, but you don't have to have that. Again, we're going to roll out another ribbon. Now, if you want, you can mix your colours so that you get a different shade. So I'm going to get a different shade of yellow for a flower. Okay. I'm just going to roll this out. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll add a little heart to this one. Something a little bit different to a flower. I'm just going to stick it to the front where my join is, like that. You can add more than one if you want more than one on your hat, or you can have just one. Entirely up to you, for whichever you prefer, whichever you think looks nicer. So there you have it, some different Easter bonnets or Mother's Day hats, whichever you prefer to do them for. Again, just a few different styles. You can do them all as one style, all in one colour, all in different colours, entirely up to you. I do have another video decorating some cookies very similar, again for Mother's Day or Easter. If you want to follow the link, that should take you to it. Thank you for watching.